Let me show you my banana bread recipe. So I'm starting off with 2 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour here. You're going to go ahead and scoop your flour and then level it off. That's the best way to do it. With baking, you definitely want to make sure that you scoop and level off. It just creates a more accurate measurement for dry ingredients. In the meantime too, I'm preheating my oven to 325 and I did spray a loaf pan with some baking spray. If you don't have any cooking spray or any baking spray, you can definitely use butter and flour to coat your pan just to prepare it so it won't stick in the final result. Now I'm going to go ahead and measure out my sugar. So I'm just using white sugar here. Going to gather 1 cup and throw that into my dry ingredients. Now I'm going to use a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of baking soda. I'm going to level that off as well. I'm going to go ahead and give all those dry ingredients a good mix. You can also sift them too if you have a sifter. Now I'm going to work on my bananas. So I have 4 ripe bananas here that I'm going to go ahead and just use my potato masher to mash them up. You can use a mixer too, but I like to do this by hand. So I usually typically make my banana bread by hand also. So I'm just going to get this mashed up. You can leave it a little chunky if you like those chunks in your banana bread. But I'm going to go ahead and just give this a good mash. I will have some lumps of bananas in there because I'm not going to perfectly mash it. You're going to need a 1/2 cup of butter, which is 1 stick. You're going to go ahead and melt that. You can melt it on the stove or in the microwave. I let it cool just slightly and then I toss it into the bananas. I'm going to use a teaspoon of vanilla here. And then I'm going to throw in 2 eggs. I'm going to go ahead and get all those wet ingredients combined together. So I'm going to get the eggs all mixed into the bananas there and make sure that it's all incorporated. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in my dry ingredients and fold that in. So I'm going to go ahead and add in all the dry and then just give everything a good mix. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep stirring and folding in all the dry ingredients into the wet batter and then get that all combined and then place it into my loaf pan. It does come together pretty fast. This is a pretty quick and easy recipe. Typically they refer to it as like a quick bread. This is a great way to use up bananas. I always feel like if I buy bananas, they go from like 0 to 60 in a matter of days. So if they get overly ripe, this is like a perfect recipe for it. You can also store bananas in the freezer and you can use them for smoothies also. I try not to let anything go to waste in my house. Okay, so I have it all incorporated and now I'm going to go ahead and place it into my prepared pan. You can also use like a bench scraper to get all that batter out of the bowl. You're going to let that banana bread bake for 50 to 60 minutes depending on your oven. Put a toothpick in the middle and if it comes out clean, you know it's done. Take it out. Let it cool for 10 minutes and then you can remove it from the loaf pan and let it cool completely on a wire rack or on some type of like pan just to let it completely cool. I'm going to go ahead and smooth out the top a little bit and then I'm going to tap it like I would a cake just to get the air bubbles out. This is what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. Enjoy. Give it a try.